So, is Asmongold suing? I think he should. I hope he does. So this is what I'm talking about. We got this video called I Am Suing. It's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds. 37 seconds to be precise. So, of course, we could see what's going on.
So basically, there's a post. This is a person that's like saying, like, this is actually crazy to say about.
Let me see. Abraham Lincoln parody account. Well, I'm glad you specified, because otherwise I might have thought it was actually Abraham surviving and becoming a Templar through the Masons and whatnot. He was 33, talking about Asmongold, and she was 17. Asmongold is a PDF file. And Morally Dubious says, if you ever feel unlovable, just know Asmongold somehow managed to find a girlfriend. And if that subhuman cockroach, I hate them when they use the word subhuman. Destiny uses it a lot. It's such a dehumanizing language. In fact, Destiny called me, you're not a human being. Yes, what he said. Well, different opinion, difference in opinion. You're subhuman. And they are the good guys. Can find love, you're more than capable. And so yeah, this is slander. This is defamation. Please sue whoever this is. Sue them. Sue them immediately.
Somebody, right? Crazy to say. I'm thinking, like, you know, I'm already in a lawsuit, right? I'm already in a lawsuit. I'm already regularly talking to lawyers. Maybe I should sue this guy.
Please do it. Make an example of him. Legal posted an analysis. Oh, we'll have to check it out. Oh, that was the Minneapolis, not this. Okay,
so I'm going to have to give this a big context. Normally a post like this with 100,000 likes would be career-ending for most streamers. In 2024, Asmund did a couple of streams with Kaisi. She has been a streamer on Twitch since 2018 and an adult content creator for years, way before meeting Asmund. After a couple of months of streaming with Asmund, Kaisi posted this on Instagram with the caption,
"Happy birthday in advance to me, who is 18 every year."
She also immediately pinned and hearted this other comment to avoid any confusion because, of course, the
see, guys, I believe you all have mistaken 年年十八. 年年十八 is a phrase used in Chinese to wish someone to look or have passion as young as 18 years old. The literal meaning is year 18. Oh, yeah, 18 years old every year. Yeah, oh my gosh. Before they slandered a man, they didn't even have the decency to double check. Not that they care. Not that they care, right?
Implications would be insane, given she has posted adult content for years before this. But someone still went and changed her famous birthdays page using that date, the same page that basically says she started full-time streaming when she was 12. What's amazing is that we had the same thing happen last year. I'll let you guess.
Let me read this. Asmongold laughs at the attempt from haters on Reddit, accusing him of dating an underage girl, Kaiser, who is a streamer and is in her 20s. Those allegations were proven false pretty quickly as the age didn't match up. I do have to point out, this is Yit, that the accusations was levied by r/YouTube drama from an obsessive Hassan fan. Of course, it's one of those clowns that subreddits and their mods allow this type of environment to attack Hassan's perceived enemies. I swear, I really hope that at one point the FBI looks into Reddit.
From which community this came from.
Asmongold laughs at the attempt from haters on Reddit, accusing him of dating an underage girl, Casey, who is a streamer and in her 20s. Those allegations were proven false pretty quickly as the age didn't match up. I do have to point out that the accusation was levied from an obsessive Hassan fan. That subreddit and their mods allow this type of environment to attack Hassan's perceived enemies.
I saw this, bro. People love writing fan fiction. It is crazy. And to me, it's really funny for me to see this happen. They just run out of actual stupid things to complain about, and now they write out fan fiction as well. I don't give this a lot of attention. It's just, but yeah, Sonorbers, yeah, it's just, I don't know why you'd make up like that.
They do it because they want to discredit you. They do it because they hate you, because they hate everything you believe in, everything you stand for, and most importantly, they hate your success. They're envious, they're jealous. They want what you have, they can't have it. If they stopped wasted time doing this and hating for a job and get an actual job, they might get nice things too. Maybe not to the same level, but then again, actually, it's very easy to get more nice things than Asmongold does, because Asmongold, while he is a millionaire, he doesn't spend anything. So it's actually very easy. You just need to get a regular job, get a regular salary, and occasionally treat yourself, spend a little bit, splurge here and there, and you will have more nice things than Asmongold does. You might be able to even afford a house very quickly that is better than the one he has, simply because Asmongold does not spend a cent. He does not spend a cent of the money that he makes. He did to help. For example, I think he bought a house for his dad, which I thought it was very nice. I'm sure that Asmongold was a really good son to both his father and his mother. But the problem is that people who hate him make up stories, both when it comes to his mum, both when it comes to his dad, and now when it comes to the people he dates. They will do anything they can to try and take anything they can from this man and try to destroy him simply because they hate the very freedom that he's exercising in the free market of ideas. That's the reality, guys. Editing Metatron over here, you can definitely tell I'm not film ready. I'm a mess anyways. Just wanted to give you, there is a massive update. So as many of you know, I've been writing my first book, and it's a project that I have crowdfunded, and the crowdfunding, in fact, it's still going. In fact, let me take a second to say thank you to the 200 kind souls that believed in the idea of me becoming an author and decided to help me kickstart my campaign. Anyways, there is a link in the description to this crowdfunding because I posted an update which contains the preface of the book, and I've been writing for about 3, sometimes 4 hours every day, and the book is looking really good. We're ahead of schedule. So yes, it is happening. You will find a link to read the preface, and then I'll post the full introduction in the next few days, maybe give me one week, and then eventually I'll post a full free chapter for you to review and check out to see if you're interested. And of course, if any of you wishes to support this project of me becoming an author, man, I'm so excited about it. It's just $5. It's just $5 donation. And yeah, thanks again. Back to the video.
122,000 likes about me being a that's pretty crazy. And then you also have, by the way, the person blocked me. And I hate Asmongold, but what's the proof of any of this?
Thank you.
Even people...
Even the devil himself, Diablo. Even the devil himself.
We just make stuff up now? That's a serious accusation to tweet with no receipts.
Exactly.
But you guys don't, by the way, I see some people saying the age of consent 17. Listen, if you are my age, if your age starts with a 3, you don't need to be dealing with anybody that's 17, okay?
I agree with him, but also that sentence should only be brought up when it comes to the legality of something rather than the morality of something, which the two things are not always connected. But regardless, it is true that there are some states in the US and there are countries in Europe that have an even lower age of consent threshold. That doesn't mean that it isn't culturally frowned upon. If you got like a 48-year-old man dating a 16-year-old girl, even if it's technically legal in that country, it's a different kettle of fish. I understand what they're trying to do. I appreciate his message. All of this is irrelevant because the girl wasn't freaking 17.
Okay. I'll talk to my lawyers next time I have a meeting with them. Then I'll see kind of what their input
Give us an update, Asmongold. Come on.
is, right? It's so cringe to see something like that happen. But unfortunately, that's just reality.
What's also reality is that Honest Abe here is going to make money from this post. But oh, would you look at that? His account is fully verified. Do you have any idea how easy it is to subpoena a Twitter account? See you in court, Abe.
I love how Asmongold is chill, but his editor, you don't mess with the editor. Man, the editor is like, I'm coming for you, bitch. That's what the editor said. That's fantastic. By the way, I looked into this, and the Abraham Lincoln clown deleted his Twitter account. Here's the thing, though. If Asmongold does decide to go forward with legal proceedings, the archives are still there. X can retrieve it. They can get your information. You're going to get slapped. Asmongold, please do it. Make an example of people like this. Profiting, destroying, lying, on purpose to damage someone else's reputation. That's why that law is there for. Now, I don't know where they are based. I hope they're in America, because if this is going to become international, I mean, it's going to make it harder. But seriously, like, someone needs to be made an example of. Now, I don't know how much this would cost to Asmongold. Not that he is any... But then again, he might not want to spend the money for something like this. But then again, it would be a good example of people thinking twice. Like, I kind of want to do this, but is this defamation? I might want to double check my sources before I try to destroy someone else's reputation, which should be really something that you do on a basis of morality. But these days, it needs to be on a basis of, I'm going to slap you until kingdom come, legally, if you do that. Unfortunately, some people need to be threatened into stuff because they don't use the morality. They don't have a moral base. It's all tribalism. It's all, yeah, but he's a right-winger, so I need to make him pay. And of course, you get people that think like this on the right end as well. I'm not saying that it's unique to the left, but in the case of Asmongold, we share the same enemies, don't we? So at the end of the day, I very much, in fact, understand what it means when people lie about you. How many things have I been called? Racist and homophobic and all that. And when people actually look into it, like, everyone says this about Metro, but is it true? Then they look at my actual statement, not the parody, the characterization, the actual statement is like, but it's not a racist statement. What are they on about? Well, that's the reality. It's all defamation. I hope he does it. Hold it there, lawbreaker. Update, ladies and gentlemen. Man, always the latest news with the Metatron, am I right? It sounds like the guy is indeed suing. Man, I'm checking this one out immediately. Woohoo! Let's go.
I forgot that I got accused of being a pedo that dated a 17-year-old and flew her out. I totally like there are so many things going on in my life that I just totally forgot about that. That was like 5 days ago.
Yeah.
Asmongold has a very clear defamation case that he should pursue if he decides that's worth it for himself.
He should.
Of course, his legal mindset
He
will
should.
teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney living over here in Asia. And this is a fast fact video, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news.
Let's go.
So let's jump right into it with our PowerPoint here. In case you guys aren't familiar with
Asmon's
Asmongold,
defamation
he's a little bit of a
roadmap.
thing, a little bit of a big streamer, and he's got enough clout, enough power, enough resources to act.
Not only a little bit of a big streamer, but I would like to underline, bigger than Hassan Piker.
Actually go through with the lawsuits, and this puts him in a much better and bigger position than he would be elsewise if he was somebody else other than Asmongold. But because he is Asmongold, he has this golden opportunity to go through with a defamation lawsuit. So let's get into it. What are the parties? Well, the
I
potential
could just sue them for content. That would be funny. It would be. It'd be funny to do.
Oh my God.
plaintiffs are both Asmongold and the person that was actually defamed as well. Case, the streamer over here, you see her here is Asmongold's case. They are collaborators. They are, as far as my research went into this topic, just friends. They never appeared to be a dating, etc. But even if they were, that wouldn't be a problem, as we will show here as the facts go on. So
it's not relevant, though. I'm thinking there is something here, guys.
the defendants, well, they're really accounts, rather anonymous accounts, on two different profiles.
They're not really anonymous, though, because it was a verified profile. It really probably isn't anonymous.
On X, formerly Twitter, and of course on Reddit. We see some kind of usual suspects here. If you guys have been following the coverage from Ethan Klein, you know about the lawsuits, the Jane and John Does of Reddit that are being sued in the Klein lawsuit. This is very, very similar, where we have anonymous accounts that would be identified. Now, in a recent video, Asmongold did say he's already got the name.
This is actually crazy to say about somebody, right? Crazy to say. I'm thinking, like, you know, I'm already in a lawsuit, right? I'm already in a lawsuit. I'm already regularly talking to lawyers. Maybe I should sue this guy. We just make stuff up now? That's a serious accusation to tweet with no receipts. I'll talk to my lawyers next time I have a meeting with them. Then I'll see kind of what's actually coming right up, by the way.
It is morally dubious to defame people, by the way.
It's coming up very soon.
Let's go. Based.
Same sure. Okay.
Input is, right?
It's so cringe to see something like
really
that
funny,
happen.
guys.
Now, that's relevant because maybe there's some other information he wants to get through a subpoena from X or from Reddit.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I
but
need
if he's
much.
already got the names, that's more than half of the battle. The
I
opening
don't have their names. You'd have to subpoena the names, but that's super easy to find.
Yeah.
statement. So essentially, Asmongold has faced baseless PDF, and yes, we're saying PDF because we want to stay YouTube friendly, allegations in early January 2026, stemming from a viral X post which falsely
Guys, can you imagine this? A lawyer, a professional lawyer, has to use internet talk on a presentation. Oh, gosh, this is the stupidest timeline.
claimed he was dating streamer K's when she was underage. She was not underage. That was a falsity of that post. Her age was misrepresented as 17.
Yeah, by the way, it's not like she was 18 or 19. She was 23.
There you
It's
go.
not even
Though
remotely
she was
close.
over 20, right? Not over 30.
Honestly, like, for her, I bet this is kind of a compliment, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, a lot of women like to look younger.
It's true.
I mean, shit.
Oh, God.
No hag maxing here. The post had over 130K
It's kind of a
likes
compliment.
and was engaged with by millions of people before deletion.
There
I'm
we
going
go.
to show you that post in a second. Asmongold has called the allegations
Once on the internet, it's on there forever.
completely
Me?
false.
No, she said she was 25 on Twitter.
Alleged, misrepresentation of age, etc. Completely false, and threatened defamation against anyone spreading that misinformation. So not just the OP, but other accounts. And there were.
I think it's just gonna go with the OP unless there is like a massive, imagine like a huge left wing, because that's who's gonna do it. Let's be real about this. Like someone like Hassan Piker, or even if it's not Hassan Piker, like a big left wing creator who decides, oh, that's nice, I can go and defame that right wing bigot. And then they get millions of views. I think he should do a law class, what is it called? It's not a class action lawsuit because it's still one plaintiff, but you know what I mean. Like he could sue them all, and he should.
There are other accounts. There are other accounts that still have that information up nowadays. Defense of the poster. Well, there really is hard to defend this guy or girl, whoever it is. But they say, hey, we deleted the tweet, but not before it was viewed by millions, not before the harm was done.
And why did they do it? Maybe they could claim ignorance but then again, still.
Before others reposted it on X and Reddit. So that is a very, very weak defense.
And also, it's important to keep in mind, too, that the person deleted it after I made the video. They deleted it like 3 or 4 hours after I made the video, talking about maybe suing them.
Exactly.
So what they did at that point is they deleted something for potential evidence that they knew could be used for evidence preemptively to avoid it being used. That's spoliation of evidence.
Yeah.
It is. It's against the law. And they knew that,
I'm not sure if it's against the law unless it's like, maybe he's right. I don't know. We'll see what the lawyer says. I was just saying, regardless, it does make them look really bad, and it makes them look guilty, because if you have nothing to hide, right? Because you are not guilty, then you don't need to go and hide shit. So definitely in front of a judge, that's going to look horrible.
After they saw the video. Proof of bad intent?
Yes, absolutely.
Looking at it from the side of...
It's an admission of guilt.
Which side the burden is going to fall more on, and that's on the defense at this point, because unless you've got some secret proof, this looks like a very clear-cut, bulletproof defamation case. In case you don't know, here's the original post, and of course this is false. So this is false information. So this account, which once again I'm not going to try to signal boost.
I do look like I look like the enemies that you kill at like level 3 in The Witcher 3. It's like at the very beginning in like Novigrad or wherever. Like, it's like you go out to the, to some abandoned house or to the swamp, and like, there's me. I'm there.
A counter person, but just saying he was 33, she was 17.
Not so good.
Is and this word, the word that means criminal with someone who is underage, right? I'm censoring that word. We all know what that is, right? And you see a picture here. Now, to me, this is absolutely ridiculous. It reminds me of kind of the height of consent argument.
The height of consent?
Where, okay, you have to be so high to consent. And as a tall guy, you know, it's always like, what, am I not allowed to date short girls, right? People are not allowed to go.
She's not even that short. She's really not. She was not short. Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, I'm a pretty tall. I'm like around 6'3" or so. I'm pretty tall. But like,
so yeah, particularly for a woman.
Like, yeah, she's about average height.
Down, and it always is the kind of meme of 5'7" guys versus 5'7" girls. It's much different if it's a girl, right? The girl's super tall, and a 5'7" guy is a shrimp, right? You're not allowed to date short guys. Girls.
That's right.
You're not allowed to do it. But
illegal.
It's kind of a ridiculous argument. And frankly, if you look at this girl case here, and you see a child, you are the problem. The problem is not the person who is dating this person or friends with this person or whatever. You are definitely the problem. And looking at the particular evidence here,
I'm 25. Yeah, exactly. 25 is not a child. Neither is 23. It's ridiculous.
And Uncle Mindset's evidence locker. I would say that a lot of evidence leads me to believe this is not an underage person. Just based on basic appearance. But hey, that's me living over here in Asia. I want to know what you guys think in the comments.
Man, how about that, guys? That's just too bad. That's too bad.
Man.
Google says you're...
I mean, Asian women do tend to look younger, but it doesn't matter. She's a grown woman. And to be honest, she has got a little bit of a young face. But that's not the looks. That's a woman. It's a young woman, I guess. Can you use that expression? I don't even know. It's a woman. She's in her 20s. Whatever the heck.
You're 5'10". Google also says I have the same birthday as Adolf Hitler.
Oh, seriously.
Hello. Now, let's go to the argument. The original poster, now deleted, is the best target. He's the best target
Absolutely,
legally,
yes.
and that's
Totally
the person
agree.
that the majority of the blame could be falling on.
Yes.
Other
Yes.
accounts repost the same information, and they can also be added as parties. But here's
Fantastic.
the thing: many of these people are probably going to be judgment-proof. So
Yeah, there's nothing you're going to be able to do against them. Yeah, you only go against the original people and then other big people that are posting it and they have like a following. Yeah, of course.
the purpose of this lawsuit,
Sure.
the key of this lawsuit, is to set a precedent.
That's
Very
right.
similar to the Klein case. which is
That's
setting
Finally, man, I wonder if I should talk to Legal because I've got 50 million people to talk to when it comes to this. I don't have the same resources as Asmongold, but I would like to say, Reddit, how about that?
right.
precedent regarding
We'll consider
the
it.
retrieving information on
That's
anonymous
right.
accounts on Reddit. In this
I
case,
mean, for how much I've always talked about how I love public executions and I love making an example out of people, it would be hypocritical for me to not do this.
He's right. Man, this is so good. He's going to do it.
It would be. It'd be hypocritical.
Yes. Do it, boss.
Yeah. You don't like white women? Where did that come from?
What?
be setting a precedent for the use of this word, right? And the ubiquitous use of this word on platforms with no patrolling,
The
no
last one before that was
fact-checking,
white. What do
nothing
you
else.
mean?
People have been using this word, and it's really harmful because it is defamatory and criminal.
Oh, they asked him if he doesn't like white women. Oh, no, I can tell you that much. Asmongold doesn't like white liberal women.
So Asmongold
neither
would
do
be
I.
able to subpoena people on X and
could.
Reddit, similar to the
Fantastic.
Klein case,
Yeah.
for both user data and preservation of evidence, and it's best done ASAP. There's a short statute of limitations on this, only 1 to 3 years, so
Yeah.
he's got to get moving on this within the next year or two.
Oh, okay, good
the
to
law
know.
does prevent direct suit of X or Reddit, which is under Section 230.
Well,
now,
yeah, of course. I mean, everybody knows
Yeah,
about Section
obviously,
230.
I obviously, on this
Yeah.
channel, if you've been watching it for a while,
I mean, I don't, but I understand how obviously X or Reddit are not going to be liable. And, like, of course, they've prepared that one like probably 20 years ago.
have a problem with that. I do think some of these 230 protections should be lightened up.
Yeah, absolutely, they should. Like, these websites have way too much credibility and they have way too much privileges and they don't have any degree of
I don't think it's going to change.
accountability. I don't think that they're acting as a platform whenever they're openly enforcing and editing platforms and having a million rules based off of like their own political viewpoints. I think so.
Yeah, Twitter.
I agree with
Cases
them.
like
Yeah, not Twitter, Twitch.
That's right.
these where they failed to
Yes.
protect against a very common thing. This is something that is known. These 230 lawsuits, the
Yes.
230 protections have prevented lawsuits from use of these words, and this word is very harmful to people.
Absolutely.
It causes huge reputational damage. And we're seeing some precedent in the Klein case for these type of subpoenas, and I hope perhaps increased responsibility on the part of the platforms. Last, there's also the possibility to file it as a John Doe lawsuit.
Yeah.
So even if you didn't know who it is, and Asmongold does say he knows who it is, but even if he didn't, he can
No, you have to subpoena the information.
Yes.
seek the identity through a subpoena of the ISP, the internet service provider, and seek damages for reputational harm,
Yeah,
emotional
it would take 5 seconds instead of 3.
distress, economic losses, things
Yes.
that would be very
Read the comment section of the
significant.
video. I will.
Now, my judgment,
Man, economic losses. Imagine that. If Asmongold is like, I couldn't film for one day because I felt distressed. You know how much money this guy makes in one day, right? So the economic losses of that alone,
ruling on this far is that Asmon is large
they're going to have to give him everything they make for the next 50 years.
enough to force changes, right, on the platform, to the platform itself as a result of legal action. Internal compliance departments, that is within these platforms, would be forced to take actions regarding unsupported criminal
Man.
allegations. So what that means is when people are jumping on these platforms,
Man.
whether it's X, whether it's Reddit, etc., and they're making these criminal claims
about
or saying
that?
this person's a criminal,
Fat?
maybe these platforms have to
Is that
vet
right?
that. We're not saying you're calling them bad or mean words. No, you're
Yeah.
putting a criminal
Yeah.
allegation against them. You're
Exactly.
not just calling
That's
them
a
a mean
lot.
doo-doo
Exactly. That's the difference.
head, right? You're going beyond that and saying this person is a criminal. Because remember,
Do you think we could consider Nazis as criminals? Because if we do, then every time someone calls you a Nazi, he's technically calling you a criminal. What do you think? The war crimes count? Let's see. You tell me, guys, if anyone is a lawyer.
calling someone a PDF is a criminal allegation. It's very, very serious. So serious that, in fact, the algorithm doesn't even like use of that word.
Yes, true.
If Asmongold is mentally and financially capable, because remember, this is extreme stress. It's really bad for your mental health.
Yeah, I mean, look at him. Look at that face.
The thing with me is that,
oh gosh,
if I have the opportunity to do something that will have a negative effect on another person that I don't like, I don't know if I'd ever get tired.
This guy's a tank. Armored division, right here.
I never have before. Never in my life. That's what I live for. I do.
Really financially costly. But I think he's got the money. He seems solid enough so far. I think it would be a net good for the internet if he actually did pursue this, if he did actually set an example of this person and say, hey, you cannot do this. It's up to him, as it is going to burden his life, even if all the conditions are in his favor. But I do think he should do it if he feels he's up to it. That's my take, guys. What do you think? I want to know what you think in the comments below. I'll catch you on the next.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Fantastic.
So he's even in favor of this. So he thinks I should be able to do it. Wow. Okay. I mean, this will be your Christ on the cross for people? Yeah, but I get to nail somebody else up. How about that? Maybe even a few people. I mean, I think Jesus got nailed up with like 2 other guys, right? So it would make sense. Let me link you guys Legal Mindset's video on this too. I think this is funny. And I posted it to Asma on Reddit. I'll look at my Reddit stuff in just a minute. I know I got a little bit farther away. Lawyers got no, I already have a legal firm that I have on retainer for another thing that I'm doing or dealing with. And so I'll probably either work with them or find somebody that's through them, because sense. I would have to do it through a federal court, and I'm working through a federal court in order to resolve an existing lawsuit right now. So listen, unfortunately, I know a lot about this. And I don't know a whole lot about this, or not a whole lot, but like I know a good enough, right? I know enough. So that's it. You can farm it on stream. No, actually, I wouldn't. I would not farm it on stream, because that would weaken the case and it would make it harder for me to win, because it would affect the way the judgment could be. My goal is to win. It's not I don't care about the validation. I care about the effect.
Of course.
And the effect is what matters to me. Winning is the reward in itself. I don't need to be validated. I don't need to be seen as being in the right. The only thing that matters to me is that I do something that is so effective and damaging that it changes a person's life. That's really what my goal is.
Which was their goal, by the way, towards him. Because imagine if that got so many... And it did. It got millions of views. But imagine if that actually changed things. If Asmongold lost sponsors because of it. If it tainted his ability to work, to live. And if his family believed it and left him, for instance, I don't know if he has like cousins and uncles and that kind of stuff, they would have celebrated. Fair. Taken down.